Hello and welcome back to Cryptid Hauntings. I'm Mike and today I have with me Chris, Pam, and a newcomer, Mark. And today we're going to be talking about the Fresno Nightcrawlers and the Bell Witch. But first I think it would be good if we named something fun about ourselves. Chris, go ahead.
I like to work on cars.
Okay, and I'm a writer. I'm publishing my first book. It comes out June of 2026. It's named The Epic of L.
I quilt like an old lady.
And I collect hobbies of all sorts.
It's the ADDs.
Right.
So we've got a quilter, a hobbyist. Is that what we're calling him? A hobbyist? A hobbyist, a mechanic, and a writer. Sounds like a pretty diverse group to me. So I think we should start by talking about the Fresno Nightcrawler. Pam, did you want to do this one?
Yeah, I can start off this one this week. So in 2007, in the heart of Fresno, a man named Jose captured footage with his security camera of a bipedal something walking around a forest area that looked to be in his backyard. In the footage, there seems to be two upright figures that look like they are just a pair of hammer pants and a head. Did you all have time to look at this footage?
Yes.
I did.
Okay.
It looks like a pair of pants floating.
No.
They didn't look like hammer pants to me.
I thought they looked like hammer pants.
Hammer pants?
No, they look like the bell bottoms.
That would be a bell bottom.
Yeah,
That flare at the end. Super flare.
Yeah, that's what they looked like, was bell bottom pants. Not hammer pants, bell bottom
I
pants.
definitely get hammer pants out of these. They're tighter on the ankles, saggy in the crotch, tight on the waist.
They look more skirtish to me.
Skirtish?
Yeah.
Just watch them walk, though.
I did watch them walk.
So did you guys watch the...
What glides through the darkness resemble...
Yes, they glide through the darkness.
I switched tabs, sorry.
You're fine. So looking at them, so we agree there's something walking. There's some floatage, whether they be hammer pants or flares. We don't know.
Flares.
They're about 7 feet tall and are white. They simply start at one end of the screen and move to the other, walking in an odd fashion, almost as if they are not accustomed to our Earth's gravitational pull. Since the sighting in 2007, there have been a number of sightings across the U.S., about as far east as Billings, Montana. They do tend to haunt around the Fresno and Yosemite areas in California and are not camera shy. They have been spotted on camera a number of times. Unfortunately, the original footage of the sighting has been lost, but it is fortunate that we have other sightings of the Nightcrawlers that have cropped up.
They've been lost. Lost. I think it's all fake.
I'm going to go with that hoax on this one also.
Yeah, just, I don't know, just the videos that I've seen on them, that definitely does not look real.
They're a little weird, and with mine, like 2007 security footage isn't
It's not the best.
the best. I would say even like my Ring camera isn't always the best. I can get some pretty good clear pictures, but I do miss a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Right. And just the way they move looks like a pair of pants hanging off of a clothesline, bouncing in the wind.
And so when I'm looking kind of skirtish, they look like that stereotypical
Yeah, they look like
bed sheet ghost.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're thinking they're pant sheet ghosts.
Pant sheet ghosts.
Yes, pant sheet ghosts. The unnamed witness to this phenomenon said the following. We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in southeast Highland County. We first noticed after about 30 days of living here that we suddenly have a perfect circle that stays fresh green no matter what weather in the front yard. On Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home after turning onto Carmel Road, which leads to our road. We went around the curve by the Carmel Church and then up a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline and in front of our truck, the alien, quotes there, ran across the road and into the woods.
So the pants are aliens now?
That's
Yes, so there's some debate on whether or not it's like a ghost or if it's an extraterrestrial being. We all know where I stand on the extraterrestrials. I'm for more they try to make a fake ghost and people are like, eh. And they're like, oh yeah, it's an alien. Alien.
So I guess we should have started off with this. Mark, where do you stand on aliens and cryptids and ghosts? Ghosts. Ooh.
I am a believer in the paranormal and the supernatural.
that's
Okay, that's fair. So why not aliens? I mean, why could these not be aliens?
Or do you lump those in with the paranormal and supernatural? Because I would say I'm a believer of the paranormal and supernatural, but I don't believe in it, that they are extraterrestrial beings who are on Earth.
Logically, there has to be aliens. Whether or not they've come and visited or not, I don't know. But logically, there has to be. We are not that special in the universe, I don't think. And ghosts and stuff, I've had enough personal experiences with those to believe. But also enough UFO experience to believe that also.
I think we've all had our own experiences with ghosts here. I know I have.
I think I'm
I
the
don't
only.
believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens, just not ghosts.
Okay. So, some explanations for the Nightcrawlers are an extraterrestrial or alien being, some sort of new species, or possibly a primate with short arms or no legs or arms. So, kind of like, no. I'll come back, circle back there, because I'm trying to think of the name. A misidentified deer standing upright. Looking at that, there is no way that was an upright deer.
There's another video of two deer fighting, and they believe it's the Fresno Nightcrawler things. And I've seen the video. That's what it looks like. It's two deers fighting.
Pants or a puppet on a wire, and that's, I think it's pants or puppet or something. A bird, like a walking crane.
I think the legs are too big for a crane.
The movements don't quite move like crane legs.
It's too flowy.
Yeah. Cranes are a little bit more stiff in their movements. A person wearing big pants and walking on stilts. It could be like when I was younger, we used to steal my mom's pants and pull them up over our heads and walk around, so I could see that. Or a balloon tied to some sort of cloth with two remote-controlled cars as the feet. That, again, there's definitely, I think, a little bit fluidity and movement to it
It's a
that
weather
you're not
balloon.
going to get from
It's a weather balloon.
RC cars. A weather balloon. So, aliens.
It's Chinese.
There's a story. I can't remember. It's like the Baron von...
Evil pants?
No. It's a German story.
Munchausen.
Yeah, it's not Munchausen. Because Munchausen is the mental disorder where you're sick on purpose. But it's crazy. But there's a story in that story where there are men that are just bodies and legs, and so like their face are on their stomach, but it's also coming from like, I think it's Socrates. No, Plato, and some of his writings around like Atlantis and stuff are these beings that are just body and these big long legs. So when they're saying that, that's what I think it might be more referencing, because there is a cultural reference for that rather than
Well, I
not.
know in doing the research, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but they definitely, tried to tie it back to Native American culture, and the Native Americans have said, stop, this has nothing to do with us. We nothing to do with us. So to tie it back to Plato's and, Atlantis, maybe it's coming from there rather than...
I'm just saying there's white people culture that have this, and I think that's hilarious
you
that
say-
Native Americans have said. I said white people's culture.
Okay.
Almost as if white people have no culture.
No, we just steal it from everybody
No,
else.
but like,
Okay.
but this story in particular is coming from Germany.
Right.
Socrates is Italian.
From the other thing I've read on this is people believe that it's either CGI, a puppet, or someone doing a prank or a well-executed special effects creation.
So what I get from this the most is, those things they put out in front of like grand openings, the whippy sock.
The sock guy, yeah.
I've been watching this over and over, and it literally looks like a person in a whippy sock guy costume with the wind behind it, and the top's flopped over, and he's walking through the park. That's what it looks like.
That's what it does look like, yeah.
Let's turn down my volume.
Thinking of that. Oh. Watch the video. See how this side's moving with purpose, that
The
side's
other is
just
just kind of
flailing
flopping around. Yeah. And it looks like also when you're like you're a little kid and you're hurt, you're walking with the lock knees.
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of that weird walk knee wobble.
I'm calling hoax, so some dude could sell a ton of t-shirts.
In Fresno, California.
Yep.
I'm with you. I think they're probably a hoax.
I don't.
I'm not gonna say they're not a hoax because
And especially where the original footage is quote unquote lost.
Right.
I mean, somebody doesn't want you to look at what they did.
Yep. And what is out there is super grainy, like
You can't even tell what it is, and then the other video that I've seen, it's so far off in the distance, you definitely can't see what it is, and I can see why people are like, oh, it's two deer fighting.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're calling this one as
I think we're gonna call this one a hoax,
hoax.
which is disappointing because they're super fun looking.
Hammer time.
That's what they look like.
What else are you going to do with those extra hammer pants in your closet?
My favorite was this Cryptoids fan cookie recipe I found that are in the shape of the Fresno pants.
Do we need to share the recipe on Facebook? I can share.
It's not my recipe, so I can't share it.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny.
It's funny.
They look great. Oh, why won't it open now?
Oh, nice.
That was the animation I saw. It was weird, and they gave him like
I want to see.
booty.
Right?
No, they made them bootylicious.
I don't know. They're not real. They're fake.
Fake.
It's fake.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
All right. Our next one tonight is the Bell Witch Haunting.
This one, I'm sorry, is a little disconnected. I was really tired when I wrote it, so.
In 1817, in northwest Robertson County in Tennessee, a family by the last name of Bell moved into a quaint house. They, like most, were not necessarily hoping for a quiet life in Tennessee, but there was no need for that hope. They just blissfully assumed that things would be all right for them in this town. John Bell Sr. was the head of the family, and he was content to raise his family in the town of Adams. From 1817 to 1821, it seems his family suffered from an upheaval of the peaceful and were plagued by an invisible spirit. The story goes that one day John was out and a strange creature showed himself. It was a large dog with the head of a rabbit. Naturally afraid of the creature, John fired at it, but before... In true American fashion, let's fire at this thing before we know what it is.
Yeah, that's the typical thing. You shoot first, ask questions later.
Come on, man. America!
So naturally...
Freedom bullets.
Afraid of the creature, John fired at it, but before the bullet could find its mark, the creature disappeared. At the same time as this happening, a few other things were happening as well. Bell's son, Drew Bell, was approached by an abnormally large bird in the meadows. Bell's daughter came into contact with a girl on a swing in a green dress. But was it a real green dress?
No, that's cruel.
And Dean, a slave of the Bells, was visited by a large black dog. This only marked the beginning of the very odd encounters called the Bell Witch Hauntings. Things soon started to escalate. There were bangings on the walls and beds. The children experienced sheets being torn off them as they slept. There were sounds of invisible dogs fighting, children's hair being pulled. The entity took special interest in Betsy, who was slapped and hit, and pins were put in her skin. Not knowing what else to do, John Bell turned to his friend James Johnson, who spent the night to try and figure out what was going on. He was awoke in the middle of the night by the spirit, who soon told John that it was a witch, just like that in the Bible, and that he had a serious issue on his hands. Very soon, after the news of the haunting started to get out, people wanted to learn more about the Bell Witch, so they came to see it from all over the country. The witch soon started to speak to people as they came and witnessed it when she asked, "Who are you and what do you want?" A voice would freely answer, "I am a spirit. I was once very happy, but have been disturbed." The apparition would offer reasons why it appeared, citing the disturbance of an ancient Indian burial ground.
Always.
I mean, isn't America just one giant Indian burial ground?
That's blasphemy. But yes, it is.
Now that the spirit was speaking in full sentences, it would simultaneously speak sermons that were being given at the same time, 13 miles apart
Yeah.
How would they know?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just what the Wikipedia page said. It's 13 miles apart, same time.
The spirit seemed to like religious text and became well versed in it, and it liked to hold discussions about religion as well. At times, the witch would be extremely kind to Lucy Bell, John's wife, giving her fruit and singing her hymns. She was not so kind to John. She claimed to have an intention to kill him. In fact, she did try to poison him once and would constantly sing him drinking songs to annoy him.
I'm thinking it's just the wife. The wife is fed up with John and...
There are several stories of Andrew Jackson and his men staying at the house.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Jackson is from the backwoods of Tennessee.
Right, but...
And he is on the rise at this point in time politically. So...
The idea
I'm just
is,
going to come hang out at old
the idea
John
is
Bell's house.
we've now got this haunting and, oh, we're manly men. We're going to stay the whole night. And they don't stay the night because we're scared.
According to the book, it started out as a peaceful haunting at first, and then everything started escalating within the 3-year period. So it just kind of slowly got worse.
escalates. So we have Andrew Jackson's men who run away because they're scared. There's still reports of the witch there today. Would you go and stay the night at John Bell's house?
I would definitely go, but I don't know, that $20 price tag to get the tour of the replica of the Bell house.
Yeah, because the original one was
kinda
torn down.
Yeah.
How much was it?
$20
$20.
to get a tour of a replica.
Yep.
Yep. And then there's the
Is that worse or better than the replica of the caretaker's cabin in the Shining hotel?
Equivalent. I think when we build replicas to maintain a tourist presence, it deflates any original myth or true haunting.
Well,
In my opinion, the money grab is the things that puts me off the most about a lot of these things.
so you're saying it's gonna distract from the haunting rather than add to it? Because I know a lot of hauntings, if you do reconstruction, or you rebuild part of your house or something, it can agitate activity. So would not building a replica agitate the activity? Or
Well, that's part of my point is if this was a true thing and all of the superstitions that go around remodels or building replicas, why would you do it unless it's a money grab? And at that point, I don't believe your stuff anymore anyways.
you're not being honest.
No.
See, and then the other thing is, with the whole legend with the Bell Witch, is that they believe the witch fled after the Bells left into the cave that was on the property. It was 490 feet away. And I know they've done there's so many shows about the Bell Witch house and movies and all sorts of stuff, and even the caves.
If you ever want to be bored, watch An American Haunting about the Bell Witch. It was so boring, and I like history. This though sounds a lot of the stuff that's happening with the Bell Witch haunting. You've got a lot of random taps and noises and voices and hair pole touching things. It sounds a lot like poltergeist activity, which we talked about last time, right? Where poltergeists usually tend to happen when you have teenage girls. They have a teenage girl, but also a lot of the stuff that's going on sounds really familiar to the Fox sisters. Fox sisters are about 20 years later, the 1840s. And they're really in the beginnings of spiritualism. And they're two sisters. They claim there's a haunting going on. There's a lot of creaks and scratches and disembodied voices, and it comes out that the girls are faking it. So there's a lot of like creaks and pops. One of the girls is like figured out how to crack her knuckles without people figuring it out. They've figured out like echoes to make it sound like there's disembodied voices. They're an interesting pair. But like I think there you might have something like that because teenage girls be crafty and teenage girls that want attention be extra crafty.
Oh yeah.
There's a story that I want to cover called Nando Hodor and the talking something or other, but it's the same thing. It's the mongoose. He's a mongoose.
The talking mongoose,
Yeah.
that's another case of the talking mongoose.
But it's a very I think, in my opinion, it's a very obvious fake, but it's done spectacularly well.
I'd say most would agree that it is a fake that is done well, and I would put it in the category of like these Fox sisters that are doing a lot of things to try to get some attention.
And who knows, maybe some creepy stuff was happening to the Bell family, and it caught wind and, hey, this is getting popular, and then they proceeded to fake it and make it.
They've been dead for a couple hundred years, so I'm going to throw this one out. You could do creepy stuff, especially where there is a case of, like, an accusation of the wife trying to poison the husband. Maybe there's some abuse going on, and this is the way that they're trying to process and deal with it.
I was going to say, I think it was definitely a combination of fakings in preparation for the death of John Bell.
Yeah, because he died at 70, and then all of a sudden the haunting stopped.
And if there's an accusation that he's being poisoned, which...
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, if ghosts are real, I doubt they can poison you. I mean, from my understanding, the most ghosts really do is, especially poltergeists, is move stuff around. They don't really... How often is it that they actually go to poison you or even throw stuff at your head? Or it's not... And then you could also argue that it's as much power as you give them. So if you're giving them the power to poison you, then they could poison you. But I don't know. I think it's the wife. I think it's very obviously the wife.
I definitely will be reading more into the legend of this one. Because I also think it's the wife who poisoned him. But that, like Pam was saying, that the abuse within the house, or if there was abuse within the house, could have led to the wife poisoning, right? So who's sticking the little girl with pins, right? What's the purpose, the gain? Who, all of this sort of thing. I don't know.
Trying to lead up to saying it's actually haunted, and so she can get away with it.
Well, like the pin pricking thing is also like a common thing that within like these spiritualism and these disembodied things tend to have like a claim. So when you're looking at like the Fox sisters, I'll even if we go earlier, 1690s, looking at witch trials and all those girls, there are claims that they're being pricked by pins because that's real easy to be like, ow, something just got me, right? That's real easy to...
It was a mosquito, Pam, shut up!
But also, like, I know, like, abuse claims, they've been dead for 200 years, but also, like, our standard of what is abuse, I would say, is different than before. So, like, it could even just have been their normal treatment, which is still abuse, and someone saying, I don't know how to deal with this, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's a fair point. I think it's fair to say that a normal treatment that is not normal is lead up to abuse, or is abuse itself.
I do feel like we went into a weird direction on this one, though, with the abuse quotation marks. All conjecture. We don't know.
We don't. Right. And then this one is also hard, too, because there is so much, like, folklore, fictional stories, that a lot of this is based off of, not necessarily like the first-hand accounts. First-hand accounts are very vague, but the stuff that is there, I think it points to that the ladies in the house are doing something to try to bring attention for whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, any finishing thoughts? No? Thanks to Mark for joining us. He'll probably be a regular on the show. Thanks to Chris and Pam for joining us too, and hope you guys have a spooky weekend. I guess it's a week now, it's Sunday, huh? Have a spooky week. In your greatest danger. Lafayette L. Chapman always knew he was different. Born with white hairs, unsettling blue eyes, and a mind sharper than most. L was bullied and misunderstood. More than anything, he longed for escape. One stormy afternoon, a mysterious man in an opalescent green suit appeared in his home, and L's life was changed forever. Angels are real, so are vampires and nightmares, shadowy creatures who eat flesh and forge blades from blood. As L enters a new world of secrets and danger, he must uncover the truth about who he is and what he has become, and what has become of his soul, which he never knew he lost. Hi, I'm M. Gardner, the author of The Epic of L, a young adult fantasy story coming out this spring of 2026. Follow me on Instagram at Making It With Mikey, that's MakenItWithMikey, or email me at m.gardnerbooks@gmail.com for any questions you might have. And as always, feel free to email the show at cryptidhauntings@gmail.com.